Forecast here at home, it looks like we're going to return back to warm temperatures here soon, Brad.
Yeah, we're going to see those temperatures get really toasty out there over the next couple of days. So tonight, still keeping an eye on a couple showers up to the north. Those are quickly exiting the region. The reason we're going to be so warm, we've got this southeast wind tonight. This is really wrapping around the old circulation of Irma, which is still back there. It's no longer a tropical system. It's just what we call a remnant low sitting there across northern Mississippi. And that will continue to move to the northeast. But as we see that flow increasingly come from the south, we're going to see not only the heat, but I think the humidity is going to start creeping up. You can see a few clouds tomorrow. I can't rule out a stray shower, but the chances tomorrow about 20%. It's really about the warmer air that's going to be moving in over the next couple of days. Now, off the East Coast, we've got Hurricane Jose, but here's the deal. Jose is not a big deal. It's going to stay out there and actually weaken and move away from us. I know it seems like it's close to us, but it's kind of trapped right now as it moves to the south. The winds are just 75 miles per hour, and because it's going to loop upon itself, it's going to do a clockwise loop down there. It's going to run over its old what we call upwelling. When it goes over the same track that a hurricane just had, the water gets cooled off because it uses up some of that fuel, and the cool water from below rises up. So it'll weaken and actually become a tropical storm as it makes this recurve back towards the northeast. Now, it might impact Bermuda, but it's going to be far enough offshore and weak enough that I don't even think we're going to see any breezes barely in the outer banks. Maybe some high surf and some swells will get kicked off, but this has all plans to move to the northeast. And here's why. You can thank Irma for this, believe it or not. Irma's actually going to help us out with Jose. We've got an upper low there, which is actually causing this loop. That's why you're seeing it do one of these. But as Irma moves off to the northeast, it's going to open up a weakness in the trough, and it's going to allow itself, or the ridge, excuse me, and it's going to allow itself to wrap around the big ridge of high pressure, which is off to the east. Clockwise flow around high pressure. So as that moves away, the high is going to move out. Irma makes a little dip there, and it follows suit and goes right up there to the north and east. These steering currents are pretty set in stone right now, and especially the further north that Jose gets, the less chance of coming back to the west because it gets caught up in the westerlies and will move out. But we are still in the peak of hurricane season. Jose is not going to be a threat to the U.S., but we just went past the peak of the season, which was 2 days ago on the 10th. We've got a long ways to go. Usually you got to wait until after the end of October to really breathe a sigh of relief around here because we have another secondary little peak there in October. We tend to get another uptick in hurricanes down in the Caribbean. The season, by the way, ends at the end of November. Now, we are also in the season of autumn. Now, we actually see temperatures start to cool off here. The beginning of autumn, meteorological autumn, which is the beginning of September, temperatures in the mid-80s. We've had the coolest start to September on record here in Charlotte. Beats the old record of back in 1967, but we're going to see things change pretty dramatically here. After starting the month cool, we're going to see a big warm-up the next 6 to 10 days. A big warm-up is going to occur, so that'll balance out that cool start to the season. We've been kind of lucky here. I haven't run my AC in almost 2 weeks, but we'll be flipping it back on here shortly. Tomorrow, 20% chance in the mountains and foothills with temperatures in the 60s and 70s. Here in the Piedmont, getting closer to 80 degrees under partly sunny skies, and again, a stray shower chance certainly possible. You notice a lot more 80s showing up on the map. We haven't seen 90s in a while, but I tell you what, we could get close in some locations this weekend. Temperatures by the time we get to Saturday, Sunday, and the Monday could be in the mid to upper 80s, and that home opener for the Panthers could be pretty toasty out there. Make sure you bring the sunscreen, the sunglasses, and plenty of water.
I'm liking that 80-degree weather.
And you want to go back to summer a little bit, yeah.
Just for a little bit. Thanks, Brad.
Thank you, Brad.